Hi guys, so courtesy of the legendary MCOC data miner O3X, um, we'll now talk about the leak abilities for Ebony Mao in Marvel Contest of Champions. Please subscribe to O3X and of course subscribe to my channel, and let's do this. Ebony Mao. So Ebony Mao is Mystic. So his signature ability, Deteriorating Mind. When the opponent misses an attack, they are inflicted with a degen passive, dealing a certain damage over 2 seconds. So when they would miss an attack, they will get degened. So pretty much like Cable and Venom the Duck. Each time Ebony Mao nullifies a buff or activates a special attack, he places one deterioration passive on his opponent. Okay, so he can nullify a buff like magic. When Ebony Mao inflicts his opponent with a degen, all deterioration passives are consumed, each adding a certain damage to the degeneration. Okay. Abilities. Let's just check his signature. Okay. So he has these missions to finish, kind of like Proxima Midnight and Corvus Glaive. Ebony Mao has 3 missions to complete. Each mission can only be completed once per fight. Completing all 3 missions in a single fight grants Ebony Mao 1 persistent charge up to a maximum of 6. Each time Ebony Mao completes a mission, he inflicts the opponent with a degen passive, dealing a certain damage over a certain seconds. So mission 1, Mastermind, nullify a buff from the opponent. Okay, you have to nullify a buff. Mission 2, Manipulator, cause the opponent to lose power. So you have to power drain the opponent. Mission 3, Unwavering, cause the opponent to falter and miss. So you have to cause them to miss. I think you just evade their attack. Displays the number of missions completed in the fight. Of course, it's called completed mission. Critical hits to miss. If the opponent doesn't have class advantage, Ebony Mao causes all guaranteed critical hits to miss. So a counter to Corvus. No contact. Ebony Mao's first light attack is the only basic hit to make contact with the opponent. Okay. Heavy attack, Powersteal. Landing a heavy attack steals the opponent's power gain buff of their current power. So counter to Hyperion, and those annoying power gain node. So if you do a heavy attack, you power steal the opponent. SP1. When activated with each hit, Ebony Mouse nullifies one Fury, Cruelty, or Precision buff from his opponent. This expands to all buffs if the opponent is inflicted with a Black Tongue. We'll read the Black Tongue later, alright? If no buffs are nullified during this attack, the opponent gains a Fury buff, increasing their attack rating by a certain amount for a certain seconds. That's weird. You would make the opponent stronger if you don't nullify their buffs. That's kind of stupid. The opponent is inflicted with a weakness debuff for every buff nullified, each lowering their attack rating by a certain percent for a certain seconds. Okay. It's like I believe it's like Symbiote Spider-Man. He can put a weakness debuff from the opponent. Also Symbiote Supreme. So SB2 inflicts the opponent with a degen passive, dealing a certain damage over a certain seconds. If the opponent has 6 or more weakness debuff, they are removed and replaced with a degen passive, dealing a certain damage over a certain seconds. SP3. If the opponent is not suffering from a degen passive, if the opponent is not suffering from a degen effect, Ebony Mouse inflicts them with 1, dealing a certain damage over a certain seconds. If the opponent is suffering from a degen effect inflicted by Ebony Mouse, its potency is doubled for the rest of the fight. This increase can stack up to a certain time. So okay, it can stack up. All right. Okay, so for the rest of the fight, that's nice. For the whole fight, you deal more degen. Ebony Mouse reaches into his opponent's mind, depleting all of their current power, gaining a certain percentage of the power depleted for himself for the next 2 seconds, so he can power steal. All right, kind of like magic. Champion. So his synergies. Lieutenants of the Black Order with who does he have here? It doesn't say. Oh no. All the members of Thanos' army. So Proxima Midnight, Corvus Glaive, and Cull Obsidian. When the fight starts, gain a precision passive, increasing critical rating for a certain percent for a certain second. So he can, when the fight starts, he gain a precision passive, of course, increasing his critical rating, increasing his damage. Cult of the Mao with Cull Obsidian for Ebony Mao, charging a heavy attack for 0.5 seconds, grants the opponent an indefinite fury buff. Grants the opponent a fury buff. That's weird, increasing their attack rating by a certain amount. For Cull Obsidian, when 1 or more Thanos favor buffs expire, gain a fury buff granting 10% attack for a certain seconds. Fury buffs gained in this way will not stack. Oh, unfortunately, it doesn't stack. When 1 or more Thanos favor expire. So when your Thanos favor expires, you will gain a fury buff. That's nice, increasing your attack. Okay. Black Tongue, like what I've talked about. Where's the Black Tongue? Black Tongue. No, this is wrong. This is rolling. Black Tongue. Uh-oh, where the fuck? Yeah, this one. Black Tongue. At 100 persuasion, the opponent is persuaded and inflicted with a Black Tongue passive, reducing power gain. Okay, it reduces power gain. That's what it does. It reduces power gain from all sources. Black Tongue is not affected by ability accuracy and lasts for the rest of the fight. For the rest of the fight, the opponent is power drained. Okay. Hyperion, goodbye. While Black Tongue is active, the opponent is inflicted with the deterioration passive every 2 seconds. Deterioration passives last indefinitely until consumed, each reducing the potency of the opponent's fury effects. Okay, reducing their fury but by a flat certain percentage, stacking up to a certain times. This champion can be persuaded by Ebony Mao and now suffers from power gain reduction. Okay, no more power gain. So for a fight start, when the fight begins, the opponent is inflicted with a deterioration passive equal to Ebony Mao's persistent charges. When the fight starts, Ebony Mao inflicts the opponent with 1 weakness debuff per persistent charge. Okay, he inflicts a weakness there for the start of the fight. Persuasion. Percentage of the opponent's mind persuaded by Ebony Mao. So he has something called focus. He has some mechanic called focus. If Ebony Mao isn't focused, he begins focusing on the opponent's mind for 2 seconds, understanding their mental state. This time is doubled if he's under the effect of 1 or more non-damaging debuffs. Ebony Mao is focused on his opponent's mental state. Ebony Mao is focused, same shit. Once focused, the opponent gains a 1 persuasion every a certain seconds. When struck by the opponent's heavy attack, or SP3, Ebony Mao's focus is broken. Okay, so you can, if you do a heavy attack, if you do your SP3, you can disable his focus. For every 20 persuasion the opponent gains, they are inflicted with a falter passive lasting 3 seconds, increasing up to 5 seconds against cosmics. Okay, every time enemies inflicted with falter have a 100% chance to miss. Pretty much like Dark Hawk, causing opponent to miss attack. Do we have anything else? So Ebony Mao is mystic, like what I said. So let's read this bio. A master of manipulation and overall evil genius, Ebony Mao is Thanos' most trusted lieutenant. So he's Thanos' right-hand man, never failing him even once, focusing on his strong telekinetic abilities rather than raw physical strength. Ebony Mao curbs and bends the environment around him with ease. Additionally, his superhumanly persuasive voice allows him to sway even the strongest minds. So, okay. Kind of like Songbird. Okay. So let me know in the comment section below what do you think about Ebony Mao in the in the update. I think he's a degen god, you know. I think his signature ability would be a lot of help because every time the opponent misses an attack, they will get degened. So I think he needs to be awakened because of his abilities. Okay. So again, Ebony Mao is mystic, like what I said. So let me know in the comment section below again, what do you think about Ebony Mao? Okay. And take care. God bless. Stay tuned for more exciting videos.